Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. We go to our classroom session, inshallah, for Islamic study. And let's see what Muaz have for today.
My book is Common Mistakes Regarding Prayer.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about two things. First one is not arriving early for the Jummah prayer. One condition required to gain the full reward of Friday prayer is coming early to the mosque. This reward is for every step the person takes, and it is the reward of a perfect year full of fasting and night prayers. Reaching the mosque early is best accomplished by walking to it. That is why An-Nasai, Bukhari, and others titled their chapters about Friday prayers, The Superiority of Walking to the Mosque. Arriving at the mosque early was one of the habits of the righteous people. Abu Shaman noted, in the 1st century after the Hijrah, one could see the streets full of people walking after the Fajr prayer, going to the mosque, as if it were the Eid, until this habit disappeared. Thus it is said that the first heresy in the religion of Islam is abandoning the practice of coming early to the mosque. And I have a question on that. If you are late to Jummah, do you get bad deeds, or does it just not give you good deeds?
You lose from the reward that you get, but the Jum'ah still account. What did he say? He say every step he take is equal to one night prayer.
Is the reward of a perfect year of full fasting and night prayers.
Did he say? He said every step.
This reward is for every step the person takes, and it is the reward.
Did he give evidence about it? Okay, this I'm not sure about this information about. We have to so he didn't give any reference for it.
He said An-Nasi and Bukhari titled their chapters about Friday prayers, The Superiority of Walking to the Mosque.
Read it again.
One condition required to gain the full reward of the Friday prayer is coming early to the mosque. This reward is for every step the person takes, and it is the reward of a perfect year full of fasting and night prayers. Reaching the mosque early is best.
No, wait. After this, did he say Bukhari and Nasai, or he said it? Let me see. Okay, one condition required to gain full reward of the Friday prayer is coming early to the mosque. This reward is for every step the person takes, and it's the reward of a perfect year full of fasting and night prayer, period. You see, so he didn't show any evidence about this. But here, the parent says reaching the mosque early is best accomplished by walking to it. That why in the Nasai and Bukhari. Okay. Now this he was saying that in Nasai and Bukhari that other titles their chapter about Friday prayer. The superiority of walking to the mosque. Arriving at the mosque early was one of the habits. So now he's talking about what is recorded in Bukhari and in Nasai about the superiority of walking to the mosque. Early was one of the habits of the righteous predecession. Abu Salma noted in the 1st century. Okay, so here my question is that there is no any evidence about one night and of fasting and prayer for every step. But nevertheless, inshallah, I will try to search this. But the issue here that we're discussing, that people abandoning the practice of coming early or arriving early to Jum'ah. And this one of the common mistakes, okay, regarding prayer. So, of course, we understand that there is a lot of etiquettes for going to Jum'ah, and this is one of them, but about saying that each step that is going to be equal to reward of equal to 1 year. For this I have to see where from came this. Person may wash and go early to the mosque, walking and not riding. This is correct. But then choose a place far from the imam. And this is act. And this act, okay, that means the act of sitting a distance from the imam. Okay, first he said about the proper adab, that better to go to Jum'ah walking instead of riding. So the mistake here that he's talking about is that choose a place far from the imam. And this act blots out his reward for Friday prayer.
So you said if someone comes to the masjid and there's a available place for him to sit next to the imam and he chooses to sit away from him, then he won't
Exactly, yes. But if the first rank, second rank, third rank is full, you're not supposed to be stepping over people's shoulder, you understand, to go to try to squeeze yourself. But if you go and the mosque is not full and you go upstairs as example, or all the way against the wall in the back while space in front of you, this is also a mistake. Okay, let's read the hadith here. Aus
ibn Aus said that he heard the Prophet Muhammad say, if anyone makes his wife wash and he washes himself on Friday, goes out early for Friday prayer, attends the sermon from the beginning, walking, not riding, takes his seat near the imam, listens attentively, and does not indulge in idle talk, he will get the reward of a year's fasting and praying at night for every step he takes.
Okay, so for every step he takes,
he gets the reward of fasting for a year.
Okay, who's the narrator? In what book that he said?
Ahmed and Abu Dawood.
Ahmed and Abu Dawood? Okay, we'll check this inshallah.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say that if you live pretty far from the masjid, what if you drive close to the masjid? And then
you see, this is recommended, is not must. It's not a condition for the Jummah to be acceptable. Mm-hmm. So say walking, not riding. So if the person has the time, has the ability, and he can walk, this will be more reward. Okay? So it's a matter of having more reward or lesser reward. But it's not, we say that if you do not do so, that means your Jummah is not acceptable. Okay? All right, yes.
Okay, my book is The Lawful and the Prohibited in Islam. Do you know this
yes.
person?
Yes.
Is he good?
85%.
Yeah, because he doesn't really give a lot of hadith in this book. So
No, there is a lot of hadith in the book. Maybe it's the chapter that you read. What chapter you reading?
okay, the chapter I'm reading is food and drinks.
Okay. What's your question that made you think that?
Well, it says where is it? It says, "O you who believe, eat of the good things that we have provided for you, and be thankful to Allah if it is He alone who you worship. Indeed, what He has forbidden to you is the flesh of dead animals, and blood and the flesh of swine, and that which has been sacrificed to any other."
Thanks Allah.
But, okay, and then it says at the bottom, in this particular message to the believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them to eat of the good things of His providing and to give thanks to Him for His favors. He then explains that no food is haram to them except for 4 kinds, which is narrated in the ayah.
Okay.
So, what about the other foods?
What other foods?
Like,
All foods are lawful to eat, with exception what Allah forbid. So if something is not forbid in the Quran or in the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so it's lawful. So here in the verse he said what about 4 things, which is what?
blood, swine.
Okay, the blood, and maytatu, first the dead animal. Okay, animals that die on itself without being slaughtered, you could not eat it. Maytatu. Dam, blood, you could not eat blood. Maytatu wadamu. And the flesh of the swine, khanzir, is okay, and whatever been slaughtered for the sake of worship for others than Allah. This is 4 things. So now, as example, you don't come to tell me is the apple is okay, lawful to eat or not. Okay? Because the general rule that all food, vegetable, fruits, meats, weeds, barleys, everything is halal. With exception, the exception is what Allah forbid or the Prophet forbid.
Well, I thought we couldn't eat like predators.
But or what?
Predators, like stuff that eats other meat.
Okay, so this is what we're saying. That with exception of things that Allah forbid. This is some of what Allah forbid. Now you have to go to the hadith.
Yeah, but it doesn't give any hadith.
No, it have to be. It have to be.
He was giving like he was talking about that ayah though from the Quran. That's probably why.
Yeah, but this is, you see, you could not take one verse and say this is the only thing that is forbidden. You have to go to all verses that related to food and all hadith that related to food.
He doesn't give them.
Maybe you need to finish the chapter first.
Yeah,
okay?
This is the whole chapter. It says, it gives me 4 verses. And
okay.
All of them talk about what you just said.
Okay. As example, the Prophet ﷺ forbade for us eat things that has cloves. Things that
Claws.
has... Huh?
They have what?
Claws.
Claws.
Like a
Tiger, wolf.
Tigers.
you can't
Okay.
eat that.
Lions. Things which eat the other... what is it called? Wild beasts. Okay. What you call things which has fang. Okay, this is the hadith. Okay, things that has big nails. This you call how you call this in English?
Claws.
Claws. Yes. So this is forbidden. So what else is that you're looking for?
I was trying to find them, but it doesn't say
Okay.
in the book.
All right. I think you need to read more, and if you finish, we can see why it's not there.
But doesn't
Okay.
like chickens have nails
No.
and stuff?
Nails is different from claws. You understand? The other ones that they use, chicken doesn't use this for hunting and fishing, other things. We're talking about the eagle as example. So these things, you understand? نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن كل ذي مخلب وناب. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم forbade everything that has gloves or that has wild beasts, okay, which have fang. Okay.
And did you hear this hadith that we can eat donkey or horse?
About dogs, it has the same thing. This is what I'm saying, that things that has this big tooth here.
They call them canine.
Canine? This is the hadith is saying. Okay, so it has this, the dog is part of it. The horse, I don't think is included in it. Okay?
So you can eat
Now,
horses?
it says that Allah has forbid the Jews from eating animals with claws and from eating ox and sheep that have fat.
This was for the Jewish. Okay? We are not Jewish. So we have a different law. Dietary law is different. Okay? So the sheep, goats, all these things, okay? So you have to get all the hadith and all the verses that related to subject of food, okay? Because I taught this book before. The whole book, I remember that there is hadith there about what I just said. So you're going to find it there, inshallah. Okay? All right. This it?
Yes.
All right.
All right, my book is Answers to Frequently Asked Questions on Parenting. And today's topic is on like Muslim activities and sports for like Muslims and stuff like that. Or should you enroll your children into these activities? Question is, do you advise Muslims to enroll their children in non-Muslim activities such as soccer and baseball league in this city or in the city? The answer is, it is very important for children to be involved in various activities and to live an active lifestyle, which may include sports or being with other children. The best solution is for parents to provide these activities for their children in an Islamic environment, particularly when the children are still vulnerable and in the early stages of development. In cases where this is not possible, parents may research activities run by non-Muslim groups. If your research indicates that the behavior and language used by the non-Muslim children is inappropriate and indecent, there is no harm in allowing your children to participate in those activities. An exception would be if the activity is co-ed and the children are in the...
That means mix boys and girls.
Children are in the preteen, 9 years old and up, and teenagers. While your children are participating in these activities, you should monitor and assess any changes in their behavior. If you notice that these changes are negative, then you should try to modify this behavior through discussion and explanation. If this negative behavior persists, you should consider withdrawing your child from these activities if they are the cause of the problem.
Okay.
Before each activity sessions with the non-Muslims, you should encourage your children to observe Islamic behavior during this interaction with non-Muslims, such as wearing proper attire, doing their prayers during breaks, and conducting themselves with appropriate Islamic manners.
Okay.
Remind them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them for their efforts and for being good models of Islam in front of non-Muslims.
All right, it's fine. It's fair. You have any objection?
I have
or
one.
Yes.
One thing that they said, they were saying that if there isn't anything for them to do, or like just put them in like a a non-Muslim activity or something like that, like soccer or whatever. And they said that if their kid starts to have like negative behavior from that, they said to still allow them to go, but just kind of try to like, kind of clean them up or kind of like tell them, no, this isn't right or anything like that. And if it persists, then just withdraw.
You see, actually, this is not a necessity for them to continue in bad behavior like this, okay? Because does not have to be sport in the sense that you have to be in a basketball game or anything like this. That the children, if they have brothers and cousins, as example, or they can take walking